This week on Africa Weekly, we focus on South Africa, where experts are working together to create vivid depictions of two recently discovered dinosaurs. And we go to Portugal, which is bucking the trend by trying to attract African refugees to boost the country's economy. But first, a summary of the stories that made headlines this week. A massive fireball engulfed a crowd that had gathered to collect petrol from an overturned fuel tanker in the Tanzanian town of Morogoro last Saturday. The explosion killed at least 85 people and is one of the deadliest oil tanker blasts in Africa in recent years. Tanzania's president visited some of the survivors being treated at the National Hospital in Dar es Salaam, while the Prime Minister paid his respects to the victims of the explosion.
Once we get a list of names for all those we buried, then we will be able to build a memorial tower for all the names of those who passed away. This will help their loved ones come to pay their respects and pray for those we lost. We are also planning to fence this area to make it into a memorial site.
Singer DJ Arafat died after a road accident in Abidjan on Monday. The Ivorian artist, whose real name was Ange Didier Huon, had a massive following in French-speaking Western and Central African countries. Tributes from fans have been pouring in to commemorate the 33-year-old award-winning star of the coupe décalé dance genre.
We will miss his music, his songs, everything he's done for Ivory Coast, for Ivorians, for his fans, for China. We will miss all of this. No one else can do it.
Tunisia's Electoral Commission rejected presidential candidate Mounir Batour, an openly gay lawyer. Batour was one of 71 would-be presidential hopefuls to be rejected by the Electoral Commission, which only accepted 2 female candidates. Among those approved for the race were Prime Minister Youssef Chahed and a key opponent, media magnate Nabil Karoui, who was recently charged with money laundering.
The case of Mounir Batour, like the other cases, is processed according to the legal requirements. There's the condition of having a minimum of 10,000 signatures. When you don't have 10 MPs or 40 mayors who've made these signatures, we require 10,000 signatures, and these 10,000 have not been presented by Mr. Mounir Batour.
This mother and her 1-year-old son are the first Ebola patients to be cured thanks to 2 prototype drugs that boost survival rates among those infected with the virus. The pair were cured after 11 days of treatment in Goma, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The 2 drugs belong to a class of treatments called monoclonal antibodies, which are designed to bind to the virus and neutralize it. So far, almost 1,900 deaths have been recorded since the outbreak began over 1 year ago.
This reflects our experience that early detection and early admission to CETC increases the chance of recovery. Today, to repeat, Mrs. Esperance Nabintu and her son Ebenezer Fatakaki are living witnesses to this fact.
Jihad is struck again in northeastern Nigeria as Muslims marked the Islamic festival of Eid. At least 7 people, including 2 soldiers, were killed when fighters from the Islamic State West Africa province attacked a military base in the town of Gubbio, some 80 kilometers from the regional capital Maiduguri. The campaign against tuberculosis has taken a major step forward. Not only is a new US Food and Drug Administration approved treatment curing people afflicted with highly drug-resistant strains of the disease, it's also drastically shortening the treatment period. The news was music to the ears of South Africans, one of the countries with the highest number of tuberculosis cases.
If ever you get the disease, take a medication, finish the course, and enjoy life. I mean, I can still go out clubbing till early hours of the night without feeling sorry for myself, like I was once sick. Now, this is my time to actually enjoy.
A victim of religious persecution, Maury Kamara had to flee his home in Guinea. In 2017, he travelled to Libya.
I was in Libya for a year and 7 months. I spent 6 of those months in prison, where I was tortured. I was sold to people like an object.
After 4 attempts travelling in a little dinghy, he made it to Europe and eventually to this refugee centre 250 kilometres north of Lisbon.
Everyone I've met in Portugal has been nice. When you're in a place where you're respected, where people treat you with dignity, where people start to think of you as a brother or sister, that's the best thing ever.
Portugal is an exception in Europe. They welcome refugees to combat a shortage of manual workers and a dwindling population. And though some return to their families or head to European countries where they could earn more money, Portugal has become home to almost 2,000 refugees since 2015.
It's good for our country's economy and for population growth. Companies themselves are asking for migrants now because they help the local economy, whether it's in factories or farming.
São as próprias empresas que procuram populações migrantes.
In Portugal, almost half of the refugees have found jobs. Deborah makes watch parts in the city of Fundão. A year ago, she fled Nigeria and was saved in the Mediterranean by the humanitarian ship Aquarius. Now, she lives in a small apartment provided by the city council.
Life is good because now I have house, I'm working, I eat well. Anything I like, I can eat now. So I'm very happy. The life is good.
Deborah is coming to the end of the European programme that helps refugees to become self-sufficient in their host country. In 6 months, she'll have to give the apartment back to the city council and start living without their support. But she doesn't want to leave Portugal. She wants to find a husband and have 7 children.
Okay. My name is Victor Rademacher and I'm a paleo artist. Paleo art is taking these ancient bones and trying our best to reconstruct what these animals look like and trying to breathe some life into these old stone bones. It really helps people connect with what we do and really brings what we do to life.
You know, we're about to submit a 30-page paper describing some of these animals, and the artwork that Victor's doing summarizes those 30 pages in about a quarter of a page worth of space.
So the main stars of this piece that I'm currently doing are these weird crocodilian cousins called rauisuchids and poposaurids. And you know, in modern paleontology, we've realized that more and more that theropods and these meat-eating dinosaurs were more bird-like, and the public doesn't like to think of Velociraptor as being a giant death turkey, and so people are kind of put off by these things. But poposaurids and rauisuchids are really everything that people want dinosaurs to be. They're these big, highly active crocodile monster dino hybrids. They're really, really cool looking, and they don't have feathers. So this will probably be, this complicated piece will probably take about between 50 and 60 hours from start to finish. Whenever I'm doing these artworks, I'm trying to inject some realism, but still inject some sort of drama and some sort of exciting composition that shows off these animals behaving naturally, but also showing off the scientific relevance of a particular piece that I'm doing. For me, paleo art really is the closest thing that we have to time travel. And it is my job as a paleo artist to take people 230 million years ago into the Triassic of South Africa. And it's an absolute privilege.
South African athlete Caster Semenya says she's being targeted because she is the best at what she does. She is banned from defending her world 800-meter title in Doha in September by a Swiss court ruling which revoked a temporary suspension on the AAAF's controversial testosterone curbing rules.
So I'll just say, because I'm the best at what I do, I'm going 4 years undisputed, and then probably I'm a problem because I'm an overachiever, so we must get rid of you.
That's all from us at Africa Weekly. Until next week.